me. I'm a product designer with over 10 years of experience designing. Here today, I'm going to show you how I set up my project pipeline and my all tasks to keep all of my content organized and knowing everything that I have coming down the pipeline so I can stay on top of everything and make my clients happy. All right, so for project pipeline, the first thing I want to show you is actually the templates that are inside of it. So here I have 3 examples of clients, but the way I set this up is inside here, if you go to the default template and edit, which you will have to do if you're downloading this template, is you have this client portal template with the timeline. Here are some instructions which I'll go over with you. So basically what you would do is rename this page. I always like giving people a new icon, and then you would go to the bottom, and then you would replace these links, clicking the button here, with your own forms, questionnaires, and meeting availability if you have any linking to your calendar. If you don't have some of these, you can totally just go ahead and delete them. But yeah, I like giving my clients the access to all of these things all in one because it's a client portal, so they need to have access. So I also like linking the contract. I handle that with through email, but I do like downloading a PDF and then making it available to them in here so they don't have to chase it. And I have a little blurb about how I run my business, but you can totally replace this placeholder text with whatever works for you. Invoices. So I do have a system for invoicing, which I will show you in a different video, but basically I like linking the pages for that invoice to this hub as well, so my clients don't have to chase emails or anything else. I want to make their life as easy as possible. So this is basically the information that you would have to delete this and then link and then do some work in order to send it to your clients. But yeah, first step here, once you download this template, I recommend you go straight to the template and then customize all of the information here to your liking. Another one is the write a review. I do have a link here to my form where people can write me a review. Please feel free to customize this with your own links because you don't want your clients getting my review link, right? So awesome. Another thing that I wanted to call out here, this is just a template and you see here at the top, but we're going to talk about this timeline here. So on my template, I already preset some blocks of time that usually takes me to do certain tasks. So for example, after the client pays, I give them a week to see some concept presentation. And then after that, they have up to a week to give me feedback. And then we kind of go into this flow back and forth, week here, week there. And then obviously sometimes they give me feedback quicker, or maybe I can get designs ready, iterations ready quicker. So this can shorten and then be adjusted as we go, but this is just kind of like a timeline that is all connected to each other. So these are dependencies. So every time I change one date here, everything else cascades automatically, which is amazing. Another thing here that you could totally get rid of is the responsible. I put these as tags, but really once this becomes a real project, I start assigning. So I'll share this with my client and then start assigning them here. Okay, like I said, this is just a template, so it's a placeholder. Feel free to update these things, delete this main block call out, and then you're ready to go. Clicking out. So here are projects that I already created from that template, and I'm going to show you what they look like inside. So here, like I said, I just gave them a little different imagery, and then I changed the name of the client, but it's pretty much that same template. So deleted the call out. I have a little, changed the client name, all that good stuff. And then here you can see kind of like the dates and the progress that we're making. Let's say, for example, that the client took a little longer. Let me extend this real quick. A little longer to pay the deposit than we liked. So let's say this happened, this already happened, also happened. And then for paying the deposit, this is the progress that we have right now, but they actually are taking a little longer than I like. So let's say they actually only paid on the 23rd. Everything shifted. See, 15 dependent tasks shifted based on this change, which is so awesome because it would save you so much time having to calculate this week by week. No, it's all automatic. All you have to do, like I said, is go on your template and kind of customize these dates to your liking if you do have some sort of flow like I do. Cool. So another view that's really interesting that you can, your clients and yourself can have is the status. So like I said, these are just bigger milestones like signing the contract, having a discovery chat, and all that good stuff. So they can see this in this list view, or they can see in this status, as they progress view, and they can also see on the timeline. So let's see what this looks like in that view. Pretty neat, right? And then, like I said, if anything shifts, everything shifts. Amazing. Okay, great. Unicorn, bye. Let's go back to our projects and tasks template. Okay, so now let me show you what this looks like on the all tasks. So basically, our unicorn client, I set up some sub-projects, like phases for them. And then inside each phase, there's some mini tasks that I have to accomplish. And as I progress with those tasks, for example, this one is already done, the progress bar shows that number here, which is awesome. And then the progress bar on the actual client portal project is based on these project phases, which is really neat. So I have the wizards here and the tech bros. They're all the same just for the sake of this video. And then I have this view here, which is every time I change something to action, I actually want to schedule it. So this is kind of like a board view with the tasks that I want to go ahead and link with my calendar so that I can have like a timeline view on them. If they are just to do, give it a little refresh. If they're just to do, they're not going to show on those views. So just so you know, this is kind of like how I like setting it up, but feel free to customize anything you liked on the settings here. These tasks are also working as blocking and blocked by and blocking, so you can do the exact same cadence like I did here of above, where you can see what's blocking what and for what reason, and then that's kind of how you can organize them. So yeah, I hope this made sense. You can feel free to play around with the mock clients I left on this template, but if you don't care about them, you can just delete them and then create your own, customize, do whatever you want. This is just kind of like how I like running my business, but I really hope this is helpful to you. And yeah, I'm gonna share more videos on other parts of the process. For example, invoicing or client management. There's all kinds of things that I do that I feel like are super helpful to people, and I definitely want to share. So yeah, this is just a chunk of my process. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much. See you next time.